Imagine that in early November you start feeling an overwhelming urge to sleep. Not the usual tiredness after work, something deeper, an instinct. Your body knows it is time. You find a comfortable spot, lie down, and fall asleep. For real, until March. That is exactly how it works for bears, and that is exactly how it would work for humans if evolution had taken a slightly different path. 3 to 4 months of complete shutdown. Your heart beats slowly, your body temperature drops, your metabolism goes still. And while you sleep, the world outside keeps existing. It just looks completely different from the one you are used to. Let's start with money, because the economy feels hibernation before anything else does. A third of the year drops out of the production calendar. Not holidays, not weekends, but 3 full months when the majority of workers are physically unavailable. The first thing that disappears is winter industry as we know it. Ski resorts are closed not because there is no snow, but because there are no people. Winter retail collapses because there is no one to buy anything. Restaurants, cinemas, and transport run on minimal capacity. But entirely new industries appear that never existed before. The hibernation preparation industry, with specialized mattresses, thermal suits, and nutrient-dense final meals before sleep. The profession of hibernation attendant, people who monitor body temperature, vital signs, and the safety of billions of simultaneously sleeping humans. Insurance companies issue policies covering complications during hibernation. Banks stop charging interest on loans during winter months because borrowers are physically unable to pay. The tax year shrinks to 9 months. Global GDP in absolute numbers falls, but productivity per active month rises because people wake up in spring more rested and energized than ever before. If you think the economy is the most interesting thing that changes, subscribe, because what happens to culture is something unexpected. The cultural calendar of civilization restructures completely, and the first thing to disappear is Christmas. Not because people stop believing, but because the 25th of December falls in the middle of hibernation season. The Catholic Church moves the celebration to late October, the final weeks before sleep. Orthodox Christmas falls closer to the moment of waking and becomes a spring holiday. New Year loses its meaning as a transition celebration because the real transition is no longer the 1st of January, but the moment you open your eyes in March and the world exists again. Waking Day becomes the greatest holiday of civilization, more significant than any other. The Winter Olympics disappears as a concept. All winter sports move to autumn or vanish entirely. Hockey, figure skating, biathlon become exclusively autumn disciplines. Ski resorts operate in October and November and welcome everyone until the first signs of sleepiness arrive. Literature, film, and music lose winter aesthetics as a source of inspiration. No winter stories by the fire, no New Year films, no Christmas songs. Autumn culture becomes twice as rich, absorbing everything that was once winter. Now, for what happens to the body, and for those who cannot sleep, bear hibernation is not simply a long sleep. It is a radical metabolic switch. A bear's body temperature drops from 38 degrees to between 31 and 34 degrees. The heart slows from 40 beats per minute to 8. Breathing becomes infrequent. But at the same time, and this continues to astonish scientists, the muscles do not atrophy. A bear spends 4 months in complete stillness and wakes up just as strong as when it fell asleep. For humans, this would mean a revolution in medicine, because the main problem for bedridden patients and people in comas is precisely muscle atrophy and pressure sores. The mechanism of bear hibernation would solve these problems automatically. But not everyone can sleep. Pregnant women in their 3rd trimester because births do not wait for spring. Newborns because they cannot hibernate in the first few years of life. People with certain conditions, diabetics, cardiac patients, those who require continuous medication. And of course, the duty services, emergency doctors, firefighters, nuclear plant operators, military personnel. A portion of humanity stays awake through the entire winter, and these people receive special status, special pay, and special respect. The Winter Watch becomes one of the most prestigious and highly paid professions in the world. And here's what nobody expected: the side effects of hibernation for the planet. Every winter, humanity disappears for 3 months, and the planet notices. Carbon dioxide emissions fall by roughly 20 to 25% annually because factories run at minimum capacity, cars sit unused, and planes do not fly. Over several decades of this pattern, climate models show a measurable slowdown in global warming. Wild animals receive 3 months per year when humans are literally not interfering, and populations of many species recover faster. Cities fall silent, rivers run cleaner, light pollution of the night sky drops to its minimum, and for the first time in centuries, residents of major cities can see stars in winter. Crime collapses to near zero in December and February. Road accidents disappear. Energy consumption falls so dramatically that some power plants schedule technical maintenance in winter, precisely because it is the only time when demand allows it. Humanity accidentally invented the most effective ecological mechanism imaginable, simply by falling asleep. Hibernation would change not just the schedule, but the very experience of time. The year would feel shorter subjectively. Aging would slow down. 3 months per year, the metabolism runs at minimum. Cells divide more slowly, and physical wear decreases. Average life expectancy under this pattern could increase by several years from reduced wear alone. And every awakening in March would be something greater than just a morning after a night. It would be a return to light, to warmth, to people, to life. Perhaps that is exactly why Waking Day would become the greatest holiday of all. Because every spring, humanity would rediscover the world again. If you want to see more breakdowns like this, hit like.